we don't even know. Like, don't even know. It's crazy we don't know. It's weird that we don't even know that we don't even know. We don't even realize we don't know. We won't even start to realize we don't know until we start to know. And you can't start to know until you work a program. Start down that path. The unknown path of recovery. Take it head on. Take it seriously. In action. I think one thing less we can do as people in recovery, that old cliche, take the cotton balls out of your ears and put them in your mouth. Listen more, talk less, and put in more effort. That's something that needs to be done. Good morning, Scott. Amen to that, brother. Praise God and His grace and mercy of a new day. Eugene, good morning, brother. How are you? How are you, man? I need to get in that Infiniverse and say hi to everybody. Been too busy. And now that we got all our stuff and gym equipment, boy, just got more busy. Plus the 75 hard challenge. Sometimes it feels like I bit off a little more than I can chew. But I don't care at this point. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I make it happen. Doesn't matter. I made a commitment to myself. And that's how we start to learn about ourselves. Today's Just for Today is spot on, man. Good one. If you haven't read Just for Today, I suggest that you read it a couple of times today. And we're going to read it today on the show for sure. Because we don't know who we are. We don't know who the heck we are until we start to figure out who we are. And then to really start to learn who you are, you have to not give a crap what other people think. Who cares what Instagram makes other people's pretend lives look like in Facebook? You have to live up to that expectation. You have to live up to what we think they think about us or what they may think about us. We worry about that. Man, I did it too. I do it still. I'm getting better at it though. It's a great morning. Let's jump into this Just for Today real quick. It says, we examined our lives and discovered who we really are. To be truly humble is to accept and honestly try to be ourselves. Truly accept and honestly be ourselves. As using addicts, the demands of our disease determined our personality. Think about it. Back when you were using, you're high. There's stuff you need, stuff you want. And because of all of that, it determined your personality. Because you could be whoever or whatever you needed to be to get your fix, to get whatever you wanted, to get the next sack, to get your way into whatever situation you needed and felt like you needed to be in, what scheme or scam. We were survival machines, adapting easily to every circumstance of the using life. And now we get into recovery and we kind of have that same habitual mindset to try to bullshit people and talk a lot instead of just putting your head down and grinding and putting in the action, showing up and getting to work and being honest and open about everything's going on because we're not used to that. It's not in our habit. What's in our knee-jerk, hip-shot reaction? To bob and weave, right? To be our survival minds. That's our minds. Our mindset's in survival mode. I got to pretend and say all this stuff and hopefully people, will buy into it and then I can move on and, and then a day or so later, it's like, I don't, that the thought process isn't really a commitment. So when you make those type of broad statements about your getting what you want in that survival mode, you don't stick to it because you don't even really remember saying it because it wasn't truly who you are and who you're trying to be. You got to be who we are. We got to learn that addiction we were surviving. And during that surviving, created a habitual mindset of determined personality to get what we wanted, to buffalo people, to get through the next hour, to get through the next day, keep people off our back, to not let them really in and let us know what's going on. But once we began our recovery, we entered a new and a different life. Many of us had no idea what behavior was appropriate for us in any given situation. Some of us didn't know how to talk to people, how to dress, how to behave in public. We couldn't be ourselves because we didn't know who we were anymore. Can't be yourself if you don't know who you are. How are you going to figure out who you are? How do you break that part? You know what I mean? So we already know that jails, institutions, and death, pain, misery, and sucky life comes from using. Depression, heartache, shame, guilt, physical lack of confidence, no self-esteem, all that stuff comes from using. And it's built a survival mode inside of us. But we couldn't be ourselves because we didn't know who we were anymore. How do we get out of that? We get into recovery. We start down a new life. What do? How do we break those old habits? How do we start figuring it out? This says the 12 steps give us a simple method for finding out who we really are. We uncover our assets and defects, right? So we start taking inventory of our life. We look at our character defects. We look at our assets. Defects are things, if you have a nail in your tire, that's a tire defect. You want to get rid of that nail and patch that hole so that you can drive on a nice tire, right? And that's our life. Character assets. What are things you know you're good at that you don't have problems with? You start expanding on those. We uncover them because we may not even know them. We uncover our assets or our defects and our defects. The things we like about ourselves and the things we're not so thrilled about. Start figuring it out. What do we like about ourselves? What do I hate about myself? Through the healing power of the 12 steps, we begin to understand that we are individuals created to be who we are by God. The real healing begins when we understand that if our higher power created us this way, it must be okay to be who we really are. Just for today, by working the steps, I can express my freedom to be myself, the person my higher power intended me to be. Man, that's a good one. I love that one. Good morning, Marilyn. Rolo, good morning, sister. How are you? Glad you're here. So it's tough. It's tough to figure out who you are. And that's one thing I try to tell people, like what we're about here at Recovering Addict, because we're solution-based recovery. We lean on each other in hard times. We spill our guts to each other for advice from each other, right? And once that's out of the way, we've done it. We've spilled our guts. We've talked about the hard issues. We know what needs to be done. We know what we got to do next. And we got to put it into action. And we start putting it into action. And that's another part of this thing that I'm doing, these challenges, is because that's a path of self-discovery. I try to explain it to people that Recovering Addicts is a path of self-discovery. A place to figure out who you are. Because at the end of the day, it's a race between you and you. It's your life. We can give you all the tools, give you all the support, but I can't give you the motivation. I can't give you the effort. That's something you're going to have to bring to the table. There's stuff that other people that want to help you can't do for you. And that's on you. It's your part of the deal. But bring it to the table the best you can and say, hey, there's like this June challenge that's coming up. There's a couple of hard questions in there, right? To look at your past, to journal about your past. And it's only like 15 minutes. You don't get crazy about it. What kind of hand were you dealt? Were you a trust fund baby? You were born driving a Mercedes-Benz, wearing Gucci, had everything you wanted ever handed to you in life, which could be a bad thing, believe it or not. Were you born poor? Were your parents abusive? Did you have a learning disability? Did you get picked on in school? Was there a bully? What about it? And then just start kind of thinking about it. Think about how to even, you could even Google, we were talking about this yesterday. You could even Google how to look at your childhood and connect the dot to the present day. Because once you start figuring out these things, these fears that were ingrained in you as a child, you can look at the present day factors and see how it's limiting your growth and your success. One thing that comes to mind for me, and my example would be when I was growing up, I looked at my dad, right? We all look at our parents. That's who we're learning from. I'm looking at him. I'm watching the way he runs life. I'm watching his inability to hold a job, to stay in a committed relationship with anybody. Not just a marital boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife type relationship. A committed relationship with anybody. The way that he was the victim of every situation and circumstance and everything in his life. The inability to succeed because, as he put it, he was too dumb, right? And I went, oh my Lord, there's my life. I'm going to be just like my dad. For some reason, I believed that's the way I was going to be. I remember one time I was like sobbing in the car. I can't remember how old I was. I was in my teens. And I was homeless at the time. I was like just running wild. And I remember thinking, like, if I die in 70 years from now, right? I got to live on this planet in this misery and this suffering for the next 70 years because I'm just like my dad. And it seemed so heavy. And that time seemed so long. I was just broke. I was crushed. I couldn't handle it, right? So I just did what I did best. Run around like a wild man, party, and have fun. And obviously that just got me in a lot of trouble. I got kicked out of Michigan. I was on probation. Probation officer said, see ya, go back to Utah, never come back. And so I look at that and I go, okay. That held me back from doing a lot of things. I didn't dare to go to try to further anything about my education in anything that I've done because I figured I'm too stupid. I ain't gonna be able to learn that stuff. There's no way. I'm dumb. I can't keep a job. I can't do anything that people will expect me to be good at because I'm not gonna be good at it. So I didn't do any of that kind of stuff. I was afraid of it because I felt I was gonna be just like my dad. And this stuff I learned from being a kid watching him. But later in life, I found out, wait a minute. I sat down and I had to pass some tests because there was a job I wanted. And I just did it, right? And I was like, oh, what the hell? When I put my head down and start doing the work, I'm good at math? I was like, no, that can't be right. Let me try that again. Somebody's like, dude, you're pretty good at math. I'm like, what the? Pretty good at math. And so little stuff like that started happening. I started seeing that, wait a minute, I'm not my dad. I'm nothing like the guy. I mean, obviously there's similarities, but in that aspect. And so I just started like trying to figure it out. And that's how we get to know ourselves. Just trying to figure it out. So you connect that dot from when you're a child and what's fear and what's holding you back. And you start venturing baby steps towards seeing if it's true. Because 9 times out of 10, it ain't going to be. And then come to find out, not to toot my own horn and stuff, but I'm a pretty freaking smart dude. I didn't know that. And when I put my head to something I want done, I do it. And when I want to do things, I get them done. I show up. I'm Johnny on the spot. You can trust on me. You can rely on me. Reliability. That's huge. That's currency. Like one of the most valuable currencies you can have is your reputation and your reliability. People can trust that no matter what, if you say something, it's 99% chance it's going to happen because there's always that 1% variable of something comes up, like for reals. But even if something did come up, there'd be a great explanation and it wouldn't even be an inkling of doubt, right? But if you can't stay committed, and then when you're just constantly breaking those commitments, that's a currency. It's a weak currency. So that's how you do number 1, 15 minutes. Figure out what's in the past and what's holding you back in the future. And that's one of the big examples of my life. And it's been a huge one for me to grow. Because I'm not that dude. Not gonna be. I admit my wrongs. I accept my failures. There's stuff that happens to you when you're a kid that you have no control over. It's horrible a lot of times. But then there comes this age in life. From that moment on, it's on you. You're responsible for every decision you make after that. You know? And so then the second part of our challenge is to spend 15 minutes writing down things that you don't like to do that make you feel uncomfortable. And that first challenge could reveal a lot, which could just spill right over into the second part of this. And then you take baby steps towards doing them. Even if it's like just making your bed daily. That kind of stuff. Right now, I would write down for that one was push and go live this morning. I sat here, got my stuff ready. I'm on day 48 and I'm tired. Worked all day yesterday, carrying heavy boxes of weights. It's ironic that I carry these boxes of weights to put them in a place to like go pick them up and put them down later a lot. It's funny. You know. So I'm tired from that, tired from my commitments, having a difficult time with my daily vlogs. It's just getting tough. It's 48 days of the same thing over and over and over again. And guess what? Figured out who I am. And so baby steps towards it. I hit go. I just hit record. I said, screw it. I don't even know what I'm going to say. I'm just going to hit record and start talking. So those are the first two things. A little bit of self-reflection, a little bit of self-challenging. See who we were, who we're becoming, and taking baby steps towards it. And then the next 45 minutes of working out. Make it a priority. Make it nothing's going to get in your way at all. Zero. I'm going to go and move around for 45 minutes. Make sure you're drinking a gallon of water per day. It's pretty easy when you start first thing out of bed, and it's good for you. Trust me, like you get more energy throughout the day if you stay on top of your hydration. Just drink 8 glasses of water all day. Space it out. It's pretty simple. Trust me, you will feel wonderful. Rinse your body out. It's really good stuff. And then 15 minutes of reading or listening audible to a nonfiction book. And that can be a habit stack you do throughout the day. I've noticed that 15 minutes isn't enough. I get into a book, usually when I'm exercising or driving or riding my bike, and I'm getting through some books on the Audible. Some really good ones too. And then number 6, post it in the Discord. 30 days in a row. And then at the end of the 30 days, you're going to thank yourself. You're going to be better for yourself. And over the 30 days, you're going to find stuff out about yourself, just like it says in this. Just for today, we examined our lives and discovered who we really are. We accept it, and we try to be ourselves. Because when we were using, that shit determined our personality. And we don't want to be like that no more. It feels good to be yourself. It feels good to actually start doing these challenges, completing and having little wins and building your confidence. And then you start to go, man, this is cool. I like myself. I can't believe I can do that. Look, I just did it. You know, it's amazing. Marilyn says we must become what God intended us to be. Amen. Geesh, good morning. YouTube finally let me comment. Sweet. You're finally off the bad boy list of some sort. Marilyn, beautiful hearts. Eugene. Julian, good morning. Y'all, much love and respect to everyone. Love Monique and Julian. Monique, welcome back. Feels so good. Hail to you. Remember, God will get you through it. Amen. And we rely on our higher power. Good morning. I'm going to obliterate that name if I say it. Mesu. Mesu, did I say that right? Good morning, Mesu. Happy Memorial Weekend. Memorial Weekend. So that's it. Really, you know. And if you're scared to do it, good. That's pressure. That's the pressure we need to callous our minds. Doing these challenges we don't grow without pressure. Your muscles. I mean, I always go to examples of like working out or dieting just because it's so easy to relate because it works in every area of life. If you want a bigger bicep, you put that bicep under pressure. And it's hard and it hurts. You know, and the next day it's sore, but then it grows a little. And so you put a little bit more pressure on it and it grows a little. Then it gets stronger and it grows a little. Then one day you walk past the mirror and you're like, whoa, you're flexing it yourself. Same thing in recovery. You got to put yourself under pressure. Your mind is a muscle that needs to be trained. Put the pressure on it by committing, being Johnny on the spot, and becoming reliable. Reliability, currency goes hand in hand. Especially if you've proven yourself to just like not be reliable. People just start to go, okay, talk is cheap. I hear words of talking. I just hit like a lot of times in this world I exist in, you know. I deal with a lot of over the last coming up on 3 years, y'all. 3 years. I hear a lot of talk. A Lots and lots of talk, lots of talk, and very little action. I see attempted action. I see some action followed by lots more talking. And then you get told, hey, I'll do this, I'll do that. You'll see what. And then you just go, okay, we'll see. Nothing you can really put in the bank. You know? That's why they say, hey, you can take that to the bank. It's because it's currency, reliability. Where are you at? You Johnny on the spot? Put the shovel down. Someone just left a comment on my channel that they stopped drinking, but they don't know who they are supposed to be. I'm going to send this link. Awesome. Good to see you, by the way. I've been meaning to email you. I want to do like a cool collab if you have time, and that would work out. I'll shoot you an email. Put the shovel down. If y'all don't know, Put the Shovel Down channel. Legit. Like I'm the peer support. I come and I tell you, look, this is what I did. It didn't work. She gives you like legit answers that because she knows way more than I do. I'd say your name, but for some reason it will not come to my brain. But thank you for giving us a link. And everybody, please go check out Put the Shovel Down for sure. She's amazing. Felice was on her channel about 1.5 or 2 years ago. She interviewed Felice, and that video's got like 22,000 views now. Very cool. Julene, oh, look at this. We got a name change.
Changed the name on my YouTube channel because I love her.
Julian and Monique now. Yeah, baby. Thank you so much, LT. I'm glad to be back. And finally, or maybe this is Monique. Maybe I spoke too soon. Yeah, Julian's not a romantic. What am I thinking? This is Monique for sure. Yeah, you just got showed up, Julian. There you go. Now I'm just talking shit. Thank you so much. I am so glad to be back and finally able to go full force with all this and not have to watch over my shoulder. God, that's got to feel good. One of the best feelings I've ever had in my entire life. And this relates to this type of situation so well. Is I had this sliver in my finger and it would not come out. And it was a nice big chunk of wood. And it, you know, just one of those that are just in there. You can't, everything you do is like this. You know, you go around and you've basically lost use of your finger. You just got this big pain. And I would dig at it. And, you know, the fingernail clipper thing, nothing was working. And I was scared and it hurt. And then finally one day, like a week or so later, I was just like, I just was squeezing it. And it popped out. And it finally just popped out. And it was like this whole, like, instant relief. And I imagine that in some shape or form, Monique feels the same way. All of a sudden, this just weight off of her shoulders. And that's, man, that's so cool. I love it when people level up their recovery by doing hard things, facing difficult situations, prolonging gratification, pushing it down the road for something better in the future. And that's what she did. Hats off. Applause. Congratulations. Proud. All that stuff. So proud. Julie says, I love you, man. Gotta get used to getting showed up by her. She's a beast. Ah, snap. Some more healthy competition in life's always good. We'll always be able to, Eugene, you can look her in the eye and tell her this. And I'm going to tell Felice the same thing. You'll never catch up to us on the trail. Ever. You'll never mountain bike faster than we do. We're dorks, huh? We got dorks. Amber from Put the Shovel Down. Check her out. Amazing channel. So how's everybody's life going today on this Memorial weekend? Anybody triggered? Is this like a holy crap, I need to go sit by a fire and pound a 30 pack of beer like it is here in Utah? One great thing about Memorial weekend, obviously we hat off to our soldiers, our veterans, our folks across the country serving our country. Hats off to you. Thank you for your service, all that stuff. But this weekend in Utah, I don't know how it is around the other countries, but in Utah, everybody grabs their truck and their fifth wheel and their campers and their razors and their four-wheelers, and they go to the mountains all weekend. Everybody, like the whole town leaves. They're all in the mountains, angry about it. It was too busy. And then down here in the valley, we're just like, wow, everybody's gone. This is great. The one thing I like about it. High five, Linky. Facts. Jared, enlightened, shared tears with my sponsor this morning. Oh, good. Good place to be. You got to feel to heal. You know what I mean? You got to, it's funny. One thing I've learned, I never cried. Well, obviously I've cried, right? But from age 17 to about, 36, a couple decades almost, I made it a point to never cry. Grandma's funeral, stoic, solid as a rock. Nothing. I wasn't crying about nothing. Got into recovery, had some life perspective changes with my son and all that stuff. Man, I cry like a baby now. Went to a funeral and people were like, the other day, my uncle's funeral, God rest his soul. And the funeral just moved me, like the whole funeral. I know where the guy's at, I know it's a bummer he's dead and I'm going to miss him. I love him, but that's not why I was crying. Like, it was crazy. I was just so moved by everything around me and the people and the cousins and the family and the military, all that stuff. I was just, man, I couldn't hold it back. They were just coming down. Every once in a while I watch a stinking show or a commercial and just tears come, man, it feels good. Like, we are emotional creatures and it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to cry. If you're a man, let it out. And if you're a family and kids and wives and stuff, and you see your big, strong man, husband, starting to tear up and cry, I'll make fun of him. Embrace the moment.
May I answer that?
Yeah.
You know the saying, real men don't cry?
Yeah.
Wrong. Real men cry the most.
Real men cry the most. That's why Linky's such a crybaby. Always afraid to cry in front of people. Me too, bro. Crying is my best medicine because I stuff too much down. Yeah. And it's weird. Like, Google it. I did it a while back on this show. But there's like 3 types of tears our body releases. One of them is like when our eyes are irritated and allergies, and there's different substance inside our tears. It's trippy. And like, when we got allergies, it releases stuff to wash our eye out and blink, that kind of fluid. And then I can't remember the third one, but the second one is when we actually, from emotions, tears flow. And there's like different hormones that are released through our tears. It's an actual release, like a healthy release of that bent up emotion. It's crazy. Check it out. It's pretty cool. Eugene says, slightly. Wife seems hella stressed. Just got in the car for a 2-hour drive to the in-laws. Oh, yeah. That sounds like Memorial Weekend fun to me. Real men cry, wear pink. Oh, yeah. Where's my pink hat? I'd put it on right now for you if I had it. Nah, it's okay. Eugene says, on this Memorial Day, I want to thank you for your service and to keep in mind all of the other fallen soldiers that have died for our country. Amen. Agreed. Fleece, I believe that we just got challenged and they want to get showed up on the mountain biking, but it's going to be scary and a real challenge. I see the video. You girls ain't got a chance. And Fleece, she ain't got a chance either because she's still in bed sleeping. And me, I'm down here already thinking about the next mountain. Just kidding. No, but she is sleeping still. Used to always cry crocodile's tears when I cry their emotional tears. Yeah, it's good for you. Good for the soul. Good for the soul. And in 20 seconds, that's going to be a 30-minute live stream, and I appreciate everybody who's here. Let's rock it, okay? Let me jump into the challenge real quick. Real quick, we'll see how we're doing. And if you miss a day and the lines don't line up, Julian, sorry, bro, but the rules are strict, and I've had to You can continue the challenge. You can continue to post, but I believe this is going to take you out for the drawing. For the draw, not the drawing, for the grand prize. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. You're not the only one. All right, so here we are. Let's see. Share. Boom, boom. If you want to sign up for our June challenge, come into here and type I'm in. And then once June gets, we'll refresh all these boxes. June challenge prep. Definitely listen to David Goggins. Geesh. Thank you, bro. All right, so Ziggy. I saw that on May 25th, there's 2 lines. May 25th, 2 lines. May 26th, only 1 post. That is a disqualification, unfortunately. I know it was a tough day and I had to do stuff and things, but I couldn't do it till late. Well, it's part of the challenge. Staying committed, being reliable. I'm glad you did it though. I'm glad you're keeping posting too. But keep rocking it. That just takes you out for the big package. Savage Freedom. So you go back 24, 25, 26, 27. Beautiful. Rocking. She's loving this Russell Brand book. Suicide prevention. Man, her things just keep getting better and better. Very cool. Geesh, how we doing, brother? Oh, yeah. All right, let's look. I'm intrigued. How long is it? 30 seconds. All right, we'll definitely watch this.
It's unreal how much time you waste during the day. And most of it is on these fucking computers, phones, Instagramming back and forth, whatever the fuck you call this shit nowadays, tweeting and texting and shit. We waste so much time on our little gadgets. It's unreal. And we talk about we have no time. Write down this one day. Everything you do, write that down. And you're like, my God, I am wasting so much time on frivolous bullshit. It's not even funny. If it doesn't infuriate you, it should. Because there's so much time. I can't get it in. Look at your schedule. You just wasted 7 hours today on bullshit. I mean, and you don't have an hour a day to try to get something in for yourself. I guarantee everybody can find an hour.
Gage, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Off the top rope. Yes. We'll put our little dancing bird on him. Dude, that's what I'm talking about. Jin Ray. Oh, snap. She's going big, man. She's challenging herself. See, that kind of stuff right there. That's the stuff that scares me. I got this kind of crap in my closet, and I look at it, and I'm just like, fuck. And I walk right by. I need to do the same thing. That goes on number 2 of June's challenge. Things that make me uncomfortable, but I got to take baby steps towards getting them done. I'm going to do some stuff like that with y'all. Renee. So grateful, so thankful. Man, she is busting those out. 30-minute full body workouts and the first signs unlocking the mysteries of the world's oldest symbols. Ooh, nice. Little education, wisdom. Monique, we say welcome back. A little Miss Happiness. Beautiful. 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 I freaking love it. Love it. Good job, y'all. Good job. So proud of every one of you. What's up? Man, it was heavy, brother. It was a workout, no doubt. Grateful. What a wonderful, grateful unload it was. And today we'll be back unboxing it and setting it up. Once we get it all set up, brother, you have to check it out. It's going to be so cool. All right, y'all. Till tomorrow morning, we'll be live. Again, I almost started speaking Spanish. I almost said ultra vez. I'll be live again tomorrow morning. Until then, do not put yourself in a high-risk situation. Stay strong, work your program, and remember, we recover better together. Whoops. That is the wrong video.